Flooding remains one of Nigeria's most pressing environmental challenges. It displaces thousands, destroys property and threatens food security. Experts blame poor urban planning, clogged drainage systems, and climate change for worsening the crisis. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency and some state governments have urged residents to pay attention to early warning alerts and relocate to higher lands. Some residents find it difficult to adhere to this warning. The residents of Lagos, one of Africa's biggest cities, are faced with increasingly severe annual flooding of their city, which is threatened by a sea level rise and sinking at a rate of up to 87 millimeters per year. The ability of this sinking city to cope with flooding is significantly hampered by poorly maintained waterways and drainage systems. The city is rapidly expanding as the population grows and people flock from rural areas towards urban centers in hopes of better economic opportunities. Esther Peno, a petty trader in the Liasu area of Ikotu, in Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos State, wants government to provide necessary infrastructure to reduce the impact of flooding in her area.
Let the government help us with gutters because the flood is usually a lot whenever it rains. The authorities should try and help us with drainage systems. This is because the flood usually carries people. Children cannot move around whenever it rains heavily.
Other residents who spoke with CBI News lamented the impact of flooding. They called for action from government.
Firstly, I am really grateful to have an area like this that don't really have such kind of effects on flooding. But I've been to several areas whereby a time like this is a great disaster, whereby I know the government, they try their possible best to prepare for a season like this, but they omit some kind of parts whereby they clear the gutters, the sewage, but they leave them unpacked. So a period like this now, when the rain comes, it pushes back the whole dirt and everything back into the sewage and blocks it again. Some areas we can't even stand like this and have this interview because it's a great disaster. So what I really employ them to do is that when they start the work, let them start to finish so that we don't have a case of flooding and unnecessary erosions as well.
We have been suffering flooding here over some years now. It's not something of yesterday. I will not tell you that it's something of last year or 2 years ago. No, we have been here. And we have been suffering it to the extent that last year, it took one boy, a boy of almost 12 to 13 years. Yes, the flood take the boy away. Before people came that day to rescue the boy, but no way. So, and always, if you are here this morning, you will see trucks, ordinary cars and other things. They are not moving. No way. Here is completely flood. It's like ocean. What I think that the government have to do for us now is that to make sure they widen the drainage. Yes, to widen the drainage because all this area, all this vicinity, the whole water channeled down to this particular place. You understand? And channel it to here, there's no way out of it.
I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just an annual thing in this road, especially this area, this Jubalaro area especially. If you go down the street now, they just did this street now of recent, not up to like 2 months. But the rain that fell yesterday has really tarnished that road. Like seriously, you are really, in this area we are really suffering. Even if rain starts here now, I bet you that no car can ever pass here. Because the flood here is really hectic, like it's killing us here. It's killing, and in fact, this chaos I see over here too, the flood removed the chaos, it destroyed a lot of things in this place.
According to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, floods displaced more than 1.4 million people and destroyed crops across large parts of the country over the past few years. Lagos State government has urged residents of the state, especially those living in low-lying areas, to be on alert because with the intensity of the rainfall already experienced, many areas will encounter flash floods. The state warned that a forecast gathered from the state's weather stations has geostationary imagery showing thunderstorms and widespread convective rainfall with dense cloud cover. According to the state, what this means in simple language is that many areas will experience very high rainfalls and flash floods, which the people have been alerted about earlier in the year. The government said all areas that are abutting the rivers and lagoons in Lagos are also at risk of experiencing flash floods, which may come with high currents.